Have you ever wondered how one wrong turn could lead to the deaths of nearly 20 million people? It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what happened. On June 28, 1914, in the city of Sarajevo, a driver made a single mistake. Within seconds, two gunshots echoed through the streets. Those bullets killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and his wife Sophie. But those weren't just two deaths. They were the spark that ignited the First World War. So, how could two bullets start a war involving the entire world? Because Europe was already a ticking time bomb. For years, the biggest empires had been competing for power. Germany wanted more influence. Britain ruled the seas. France wanted revenge after losing territory to Germany. Russia promised to protect fellow Slavic nations, and almost every major country had signed military alliances. It was like a line of dominoes. Push one, and every piece would fall. All Europe needed was a trigger. That trigger almost never happened. Earlier that morning, a group of assassins waited along the Archduke's route. One threw a bomb. It missed. Everyone thought the danger was over. But later that day, the Archduke decided to visit the wounded victims. His driver didn't know the route had changed. He turned into the wrong street. Realizing the mistake, the driver stopped to reverse. By unbelievable coincidence, one of the assassins, Gavrilo Princip, was standing only a few steps away. He couldn't believe his luck. He pulled out a pistol and fired twice. History changed forever. 1 month later, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Then everything happened at once. Russia mobilized to defend Serbia. Germany declared war on Russia, then on France. Germany invaded Belgium. Britain entered the war. Soon, countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, and beyond were pulled into the conflict. A local assassination had become a global war. Many soldiers believed they would be home by Christmas. They couldn't have been more wrong. The war became something the world had never seen before. Hundreds of miles of trenches stretched across Europe. Machine guns could cut down hundreds of soldiers in minutes. Massive artillery shells turned entire villages into craters. Poison gas drifted across battlefields, burning lungs and blinding anyone caught inside. For 4 long years, the front lines barely moved, but every single day, more lives were lost. By the time the fighting finally stopped in 1918, around 10 million soldiers had been killed. Millions of civilians also died from violence, starvation, and disease. Altogether, the First World War claimed roughly 20 million lives. 4 mighty empires disappeared forever: the German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and the Russian Empire. Europe would never look the same again. On November 11, 1918, the guns finally fell silent. A year later, the Treaty of Versailles placed harsh penalties on Germany. Many believed the nightmare was finally over. It wasn't. The resentment left behind, the economic hardship, and the political instability would help create an even deadlier conflict. Just 21 years later, the world would be at war again. All because one wrong turn gave history its deadliest spark.